Seinfeld is just filled with memorable quotes. So many that it was almost difficult picking just 10 of these. Hey everyone, welcome to Nanny's Nostalgia. In this list, we'll be counting down the top 10 Seinfeld quotes. These are lines that people still make references to today, and are so memorable that you probably don't even need to know much about Seinfeld to recognize them. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to leave a like, subscribe to our channel, and make sure to hit the bell icon so you don't miss any of our countdowns. That being said, let's get right to the video. Number 10. Festivus. George receives a letter from his dad wishing him a happy holiday, only it isn't Christmas, Hanukkah, or anything we've heard of before. George's dad didn't like any of the religious affiliation that came with Christmas, so he made up his own holiday, Festivus.
Dear son, happy Festivus? What is Festivus?
It's nothing.
Since it sounds like festival, it works its way into sounding less and less strange. Although George seems to be a bit embarrassed by it, despite growing up with the holiday. It may be weird, but we all loved quoting it ever since. Number 9. Sponge-worthy. Having some fun doesn't hurt anyone, and neither does protection. In this case, Elaine uses sponges as her go-to method for birth control. There aren't many left in stock, so they're becoming really hard to come by, pushing Elaine to search endlessly until she manages to find some. But when getting intimate with her date, she starts debating whether using them up so fast would be a good idea, considering she can be resourceful and save them for when they matter most, or as Elaine puts it, if a man is sponge-worthy enough.
So you think you're sponge-worthy?
Yes, I think I'm sponge-worthy. I think I'm very sponge-worthy.
Never again will we think about any sponge term the same way. Number 8. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
We're not gay. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
No, of course not.
One of Jerry's most common lines, this has serious potential to become the guy's catchphrase. Although it's not limited to just Jerry, since the line is used by others in very rare occasions.
Not that there's anything wrong with that, Jerry.
Still, Jerry practically owns the line, to the point that it's one of the main lines anyone can remember from his time in Seinfeld. He said it so much that it's already drilled into our heads the first 100 times we've heard it. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Number 7. They're real and they're spectacular. None of us ever want to ruin a date. It's one of the most crummy feelings to have when you know it's your fault. Unfortunately for Jerry, he did just that. After questioning his date on whether or not her breasts are real, his intimate time is short-lived once it gets interrupted by a noise outside. This is when his date finds out that Jerry has been pushing his luck too far in his drastic attempts to find out about the authenticity of her breasts. It's here that we get this golden line.
And by the way, they're real and they're spectacular.
Big bummer. Well, there's always next time. Number 6. The jerk store called. They're running out of you. In the office, we've had our days of ridicule or harassment just like anyone else. In George's case, he receives comments regarding how much he's eating after attempting to fit a bunch of shrimp in his mouth. This made George get upset really fast, and in the heat of the moment, he knew he had to get witty, which led us to this legendary comeback.
Well, the jerk store called. They're running out of you.
Way to go, George. His rise in pride was short-lived as he received a counter comeback immediately after, killing his entire step forward in just one blow. We'll still remember George's efforts, regardless of who won that argument. Number 5. Yada yada yada. During a casual drive, George and Marcy are making small talk. She tells him a personal story, he tells her about his relationship with his parents, yada yada yada, you get the idea. And no, we're not kidding. The conversation is mainly the yada 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 part.
Yada yada.
Yada what?
Yada yada yada.
The two grab a bite, and Marcy drops a subtle indirect bomb on George when she tells him her ex stopped by the night prior, and that the events that took place are what got her feeling tired then. Except she didn't really fill in on the details.
My old boyfriend came over late last night, and yada yada yada. Anyway, I'm really tired today.
This made George really confused, as he's wondering what yada 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 means when it involves having your ex over at night and being tired the next day. Whatever it meant, George's confusion is entertaining, so maybe it's better that yada 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 was the only hint we got about Marcy's night. Number 4. These pretzels are making me thirsty. Hungry? Why not try some pretzels? Just make sure you have a drink ready. Kramer lets everyone know he got a line in an upcoming Woody Allen movie, which he has high hopes for. That line being, "These pretzels are making me thirsty."
These pretzels are making me thirsty.
Considering this is his only line, everyone tries to help him sell it better, to make it more impactful and full of character. So they each pitch in their own version of the line, and it becomes the #1 most repeated quote of the decade.
Pretzels are making me thirsty.
These pretzels are making me thirsty.
These pretzels are making me thirsty!
All of a sudden, we got an odd craving for pretzels and a large drink. Number 3, Shrinkage. While Rachel is getting undressed, George attempts at walking in just in time to see something he shouldn't, except he fails. Not long after, Rachel is misled on where a certain room is, and by complete accident, it's her who walks in on George and saw too much. Or in this case, not much. Completely embarrassed, George tells Jerry about it, which they both dub as Shrinkage. George isn't sure if women know about shrinkage, and is completely frustrated with the idea that Rachel will live on believing that what she saw was actual size, disregarding how shrinkage works altogether.
Do women know about shrinkage?
What do you mean, like laundry?
Like when a man goes swimming afterwards.
It shrinks?
She may or may not know about it, but it was definitely not pleasant for George regardless. Number 2, no soup for you. This is perhaps one of the most well-known quotes in the entire show. A man who everyone calls the soup Nazi makes the best soup in the city. It's in such high demand that there are constantly long lines just to get a serving. But if you're caught disrespecting the soup Nazi's boundaries, let's just say there's no soup for you. As George complains about not receiving any bread and testing his luck, let's just say he's not so fortunate.
You want bread?
Yes, please.
$3! What? No soup for you!
It doesn't only stop there though, as Elaine also messes up her formality when ordering a soup herself, which meant no soup for her either.
Very good. Very good. You know something? No soup for you! Come back 1 year!
Well, there's always next year. Number 1, maybe the dingo ate your baby. When it comes to being at a party you don't want to be in, having to force yourself to talk to strangers or even keeping a conversation going can be more stressful than it sounds. At some point, a woman goes on and on about how her fiancé is nowhere to be found, and unnecessarily overstates the fact that she lost him. Let's just say Elaine isn't having it.
Ellen, have you seen my fiancé? I have lost my fiancé, the poor baby.
Maybe the dingo ate your baby.
Admit it, this line was pure gold and came way out of left field, but it was delivered so well that it's impossible to forget. Did you enjoy our list? What were your favorite Seinfeld quotes? Let us know in the comments below, and be sure to subscribe to 90s Nostalgia to keep up with more of our countdowns regarding everything 90s. That's all for now. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you all next time.